Hi, Irina. Sorry for the long wait, but here I am finally. Let's have a look at this essay about part-time jobs. Experts throughout both the developing and developed world have debated whether working activities during academic years are beneficial for students, or the whole idea of doing temporary jobs, I would say jobs, has mostly drawbacks than positive aspects. Let's say has more drawbacks rather than positive aspects. Some assume that any working experience can contribute to the future career of undergraduates. And we need a semicolon here, not a comma. Personally, I strongly believe that the final result would depend on the time of the job I wouldn't say they implement. You don't implement a job, you find a job. I would say get, but we should not use the word get in essays because it's too informal. This essay will discuss both sides using examples from Labor Market Center and Education Department. What education department? I mean, of which country, of which ministry, to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Okay. On the one hand, let me see your paragraphing, right? Because it's a bit difficult to delimit them visually. On the one hand, there is ample evidence that part-time occupation in a chain of supermarkets or restaurants in the position of waiters, cleaners, or deliverers could be advantageous for some learners. Okay, the central reason behind this is twofold. Okay, twofold. Full stop. Firstly, capitalized, comma. Firstly, students develop a very practical skill of time management. It should be management. When they should organize, I would say when they have to organize their daily routine with the count of surplus burden. I am not sure what you mean here. Perhaps you should rephrase this. Do you mean that they have extra work and this makes them, so they have a big workload and this teaches them how to organize their time better? If yes, wave and try to rephrase this part in bold. Secondly, they acquired invaluable experience of collaborating and fulfilling direct orders from their superiors. Okay. Collaborating, I would say collaborating with team members or co-workers, let's say co-workers, and fulfilling direct orders from their superiors. Okay, for example, a recent research by Labor Market Center demonstrated that the most successful managers are those who started their career from minor positions that gave them the opportunity to master necessary skills and learn business from the very bottom. Great sentence. So it's not co-workers, you mean the superiors, collaborating with and fulfilling direct orders from their superiors. Okay. Yes. Consequently, it is conclusively clear that there is considerably a strong case in favor of irregular employment. For whom? For students or for college students. Great, absolutely awesome. On the other hand, although there is a case, look at this, there is a strong case, and then you say, although there is a case, this is repetitive. Perhaps in this second body paragraph, you could use another structure for the same idea. For positive aspects of performing temporary work by students, the negative impact of this trend cannot be neglected. Okay. I'm not sure you need to say trend. You can say the negative impact of this, let's say, choice, not trend. Choice cannot be neglected. This is largely because such professions like engineers, surgeons, or chemists imply deep involvement in study and awareness of specifics of the science. Absolutely correct. Great argument. Absolutely great, and great use of vocabulary. You are getting better and better in this. I have to congratulate you. The participation in different scientific projects or startups would be far more beneficial for such students than the position of a deliverer or a similar job. For example, the study by, a study by government educational development, again, which government? Let's say Ukrainian government, Russian government, educational Education development or department? Look, you said department here, right? So I expected to see department here. Indicated or indicates, you can also use the present to show more immediacy, that academic achievements of the undergraduates working on startup projects increased by as much as 15% in major disciplines. In contrast, the students to those okay, you see, you're comparing the achievements to students, right? In contrast to those of students who only attended classes. Conversely, the learners who performed temporary unprofessional jobs showed an educational gap in acquired knowledge. Consequently, it is possible to state beyond doubt that the largest drawback of underemployment could be a potential educational failure. Drawback of underemployment. If someone is underemployed, they are not employed when they want to be. So I'm not sure that you should be using the word underemployment here. Perhaps you could find another way of formulating this great idea that you found. In conclusion, from the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that the disadvantages of part-time employment could be great in case of performing a professional activity. Okay, careful here. The disadvantages can be great. How about we replace the word great with the word considerable? Because great doesn't collocate with the idea of disadvantages, right? In case of and unprofessional, look at the synonyms of unprofessional. It means immoral, dishonorable, unethical. So unprofessional means, let's say, taking a bribe when you're a teacher. This is unprofessional. This is criminal. So unprofessional means something that doesn't fit your profession. But you can say by performing, let's say, a professional activity which is unrelated to the student's major or to the student's main field of study, something like this, but not the word unprofessional. It means something else. For students involved in professional startups, the benefits of temporary work, I wouldn't say become, I would say are obvious. Yes. This is a very nice essay, I should say. This is a very, very nice essay. Mind the corrections that I have made, but great structure, very, very, very coherent. I think you're getting better at this. Now, let's have a look at the letter, right? Okay, that's the cover letter. I love cover letters. Dear Sir or Madam, I'm writing in response to the advertisement for a lead security analyst in Job Plus newspaper. You can write a date like this, or you can say on the date. My education consists of a master's degree in information security from the National University of Electronic Science in Moscow, as well as a PhD degree in telecommunication security from the same university. Oh, if this is really you, you are impressive. Me, you probably mean my scientific work. No, you mean, okay. You should say my research. My research work comprised the analysis of vulnerabilities of satellite links and the development of satellite security system. Okay, this is a great idea, but why? I think. Okay, I would add which. I would add here which I believe is relevant to the subject area or to the main issues that your company deals with. Because you cannot just say, I wrote my degree paper on this topic. Look at that. It's not enough. So you really have to say why this is relevant for them. Otherwise, they don't want to know. They don't care. Further to this, I wouldn't say further to this. Further, I have since worked. Since when? Since then. You don't need the since. I have worked for a company developing communication security systems and hardware and software implementation. My main responsibility included, and you don't need this, assessment. Let's make this a gerund. assessing vulnerabilities and loopholes, designing of security projects, and managing its development. I believe the experience described above, or you can say, I believe that my experience um, makes me a suitable candidate. Makes Okay, I think I added it in the wrong place. Makes me a suitable candidate for the leadership position at your highly esteemed company. Well, this is a bit overly polite, but if you want to. Finally, I have participated in university startups since second grade in my studies, so my enthusiasm for the industry is considerable and worth noting. I would suggest you could, for example. Okay. Please find my CV attached to this letter. I look forward. Okay, perhaps you could put this separately. I look forward to discussing this opportunity further in an interview with you. Yours faithfully, first name, last name. Okay. This is a very, very nice cover letter. Looks like you have a lot of experience writing cover letters. I bet you do. So just mind the corrections that I have made, and remember, make sure that your paragraphs are clearly delimited. And yes, now we can get back to this. Okay, perhaps you could add a bit more to why you're so enthusiastic about this. Or you can start with, as for my enthusiasm, I have enjoyed participating in university startups since the second grade, my second year of my university study. So and let's say another word, my interest, my eagerness for this and that is absolutely this and that. So you can actually think of announcing the topic of your paragraph right at the beginning of the paragraph by saying, as for this, as for that. But yes, anyway, your cohesion is very nice. Your coherence is very appropriate. It's easy to follow through your ideas. Sometimes it feels like you really need a couple of linking words, for example, here with your research work. Mind the vocabulary changes that I suggested, and of course, pay attention to the grammar accuracy issues that I have managed to correct. So make yourself an error list, rewrite this, and see how your writing is becoming much, much better. I can see the progress. So all the best of luck in the future.